Tommy's making a mess of my car.
Apologies to Emmanuel because he had it bloody spotless and I've got pasty all over it. Sorry.
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. So I've been with Demi today and I thought, whilst we've got her, we might as well film a video. We've done videos before, but like we haven't sat down like this for ages, have we?
A long time.
We used to do like ones pretty much all the time. I'm trying to get an angle that's not like full body, but I feel like the last like style of videos that we did were very much like clothing hauls and stuff.
I remember doing a one like this, was it on your channel? And we went to that Costa drive through up Gosforth.
Was that an Assumptions one?
Yes, I think it might have been. That's the last one I remember we're doing like this.
Yeah, that was a while ago. So since like we've been together today, I thought, why don't we just do another video? So I did pop on my story that we're going to do like a chatty vlog, but with some questions kind of thing. So it's not necessarily like a Q&A, but because I've got things I want to ask you as well. So.
Oh, have you? Oh God, did I have to come prepped?
She's just have her tits done. So like I want to know all the details. Like you've been doing it on your channel and your TikTok as well. So if you're interested in like breast reductions and stuff, are you sure you don't want me to wait until you finish?
Do I look like a pig like?
No, I just like, I don't want you to like, I don't know.
Wait there, 2 minutes. This pasty's nearly gone. The chips are as easy. Guys, I was starving. I was like, Jess, I'm gonna have to get something.
To be fair, it is nearly 5 o'clock. So, so Demi's been documenting her breast reduction surgery on TikTok mostly.
Yeah.
You've done some stuff on YouTube. I've been like watching and stuff. How do you feel in your new titties?
You know what? It's weird because I'm still in recovery. I'm still very early. I'm only 3 weeks post-op at the minute. And I'm very swollen. So for me, I feel like I'm not seeing the real results yet. But in terms of like from my before and after, even now, I feel body dysmorphia, to be completely honest. Like, I've never had little tits. Like people saying anytime I mentioned the other day about little boobs, people are like, well, your boobs aren't little now. I'm like, well, bloody hell. To me they are.
Yeah,
to me. I went, so for reference, I went from a J cup and I'm hoping to settle into about a D. I'm in a double D at the minute just because of the swelling. But it's proper body dysmorphia. It's like trying things on and I'm like, where's my sandbags gone? Where are they gone?
Because I suppose you've probably spent most of your life like trying to cater to them, trying to like style outfits around something that'll fit them.
True. Did you see the video I posted the other day? It was the before and after on TikTok with a white top on. So I got loads of comments on that TikTok of people saying I didn't actually realise how big you were. And I think that personally is because over the years I found stuff that I think did disguise them in a way. Even me grandma, like she was saying, why are you getting them done? You're not massive. And I was like, I am. I am big. I'm a J cup. Like, and I think, like you said, I learned to hide them because I didn't want them on show, and that was my biggest worry. Like, I know people will probably think it's stupid, but like, I did not want to be all tit on my wedding day, and I was conscious of it. I did think of it a lot. I thought, Jesus, am I going to just look like a ball of tit? Ball of tit?
But do you know what? It's interesting though, because sometimes when I see pictures of like other people who have bigger boobs, I think it's mostly, do you know them wedding DIY Facebook groups? Are you on them? Some of them are feral, but like someone will post a picture of them in like different wedding dresses and stuff like that, and one of them will just be like a normal like sweetheart line, but they'll have a bigger chest, and people will be like, that's so inappropriate. I was like, but is it? Because it's the same dress on a smaller chested woman wouldn't be inappropriate, but like just because someone's got bigger boobs, why does that make it inappropriate? Do you know what I mean? And
I think this has been a constant battle I've had throughout life of like, we could both go on a night out, for example, right, and we could wear the exact same dress and just say it's like a little cami, and you wouldn't look like big boobed in it. You would look your size, normal, proportionate, and it wouldn't look like you are showing off because you've just got a normal size chest. If I got the sandbags out in a dress like that, it would look like I was trying to show them off. But in the reality is it's not. It's just me wearing that style of item, and it just looks like they're there. Like, this was a big issue for me on holidays when I wore swimwear. I felt like I could never see past them. I literally couldn't see past them.
Just in the way.
I know, but like I literally as well, I'd look at outfits and I'd be like, even just like all in one bathers, and I'd be like, I'm just tit, I'm full of tit, and it just like, like it got to the point where it was like, I felt like it was such a huge part of my identity, like I could only see the boobs. But already the swelling's gone down a little bit, and I took my bra off this morning just to have a little clean of the wounds and like have a check. I've got a lot of bruising at the side at the minute, but honestly they're starting to like drop and not look as like swollen, and I was like, I just stared at them for ages and I was like, eee, that's me. It's so surreal. I can't explain getting your body changed. I can't explain the feeling because I've never experienced it before. It's weird. It's really weird.
I think you look great, honestly, because I know like the week that you had your surgery, me and Natalie were over.
Yes.
And she had a couple little worries about what she would look like afterwards, or whether she thought, well, you thought that your belly would look bigger, but I don't think it does. I think you just look so proportionate now.
Do you think?
Because I said to her, I said, don't take this the wrong way, I said, but your boobs make you look bigger than you actually are. And now you're like, just, I don't know how to describe it, but...
Do you even think that in person though, seeing us after? Because this is the first time we've seen each other, do you?
Yeah.
Because that's a weird one, because I'm like, I don't know, it's just weird, because I had said to Jess, like I said, prior to surgery, my worries were, like, I'm not flat-stomached, I've got a stomach on us. Am I going to feel like my stomach's huge after surgery because my boobs have been reduced so much? But actually, my boobs are still bigger than my stomach. But also, I don't think that mindset actually is true now, looking at myself, because I don't, as of yet, I don't feel that. So it's just so bizarre.
Yeah, because I think like the size that you've gone down to is good for you, because you like, it's not like you've gone down to like an A or a B cup where your boobs are smaller. But like, I don't know, I just think
my surgeon wouldn't have done that, you know.
No.
They say like they want to keep you proportionate, and if you lose too much tissue off your chest, it can actually be like, I don't know what can happen, but apparently it can be bad as well. So when I had went for my consultation, and I was honestly like, I want to be quite small.
Yeah.
I was like, I really want to be like small, and he was like, well, the smallest I'd put you is probably a D. He did say he could look at C's, but I feel like you're a D, aren't you? And I feel like it's just a good handful. Like, I like it.
No,
I like being the D club. I really
We've got a group chat which is the D club.
Yeah, everyone in it's a D, and I was the only one. I was pending me D.
So she's officially a member of the D club now.
I feel so special.
So we've got some questions. To be fair, most about wedding stuff. Wedding traditions that we are or aren't doing. Yours is a very untraditional wedding, isn't it? Well, it's not untraditional, but it's just like, it's not what I think people would think you're doing.
Yeah. So, will I go first, or do you want to? Yeah, you go first.
You've yapped for long enough.
I yap a lot.
No, I would say that mine's quite traditional in the sense that it's like a full ceremony sit-down meal and then like the after part. The only thing I would say isn't traditional that we're doing is like just little things, like we're not doing favours, like wedding favours. I'm not tossing my bouquet because I'm hiring all the flowers, so if that gets damaged I get charged, and I don't want that. But like, I would say mine's a fairly traditional wedding, other than the fact that we're not getting married in a church.
We just made ours up from scratch basically, and mainly because the place I wanted to get married, I got a quote for 50 people to attend the wedding, bearing in mind there's 95 people coming to my wedding. 50 people to attend the wedding at the original place was £35,000, and I honestly thought of the honeymoon I could have. That was my first thought, as I genuinely I'm too tight, I couldn't pay it.
Yeah. I
said to Sean, like, what's more important to you, having this big traditional style wedding, or kind of having an untraditional wedding but having everyone we want there? We decided between we wanted to have everyone there. So what we're doing is we're doing a very private legal ceremony in the morning. We're not doing a wedding breakfast, but then everyone's coming to the wedding from afternoon, and then everyone else is still getting to see, because this was my other issue. If we did a kind of more private daytime and had a nighttime, I felt like personally nighttime guests didn't see anything really, because they wouldn't have seen my first dance, they wouldn't have seen the cake cutting, the speeches, they wouldn't have seen any of it. Because any wedding I've been to that's been evening only, you just kind of go to see the bride and groom, which is still lovely. I enjoy them, but for me personally, the people that I was having to kind of put at the evening, I felt I wanted to see more. So we've changed it a bit. Everybody's invited from the afternoon, and at that point we'll have the cake cutting, the speeches, the first dance, we've got live band playing, and then we've got food, but it's not a sit down food, it's like buffet style, I suppose, barbecue style.
Because that's the other thing you've got out of is seating plans.
Yes. Well, they look hard.
Oh, I did my seating. Do you know what it is though? I did my seating plan the other day. It took me less than an hour. Like, I've heard that it would be a nightmare. People are like, oh, just wait till you do your seating plan, blah blah blah. But I think what's made things easier is that I've just done it without a manual. Like, I'm not like, we've done most of the stuff like together, like making big decisions and stuff. But when it comes to like the seating stuff, I feel like if we did it together, it would just take twice as long. Whereas I've just done it, and then I've shown him it, and I said, do you have anything that you want to change on this? Like, and then because I think the way I've done it is that, like, I'm not sticking, like, whole families on one table. I'm just making sure that people know at least one person on the table. So, like, couples are together, like, or, like, someone in their +1 or whatever are together. But if there's somebody who's coming on their own, like, they will know somebody else who's on their table, so that people can still mingle and things. But I'm not sticking, like, my whole family on one table and then his whole family on one table and then, like, his friends somewhere else, and, like, I want people to just mingle and stuff. But the only other thing, actually, which is slightly non-traditional, which I didn't realise was non-traditional, is that, you know, when you walk down the aisle, so traditionally I think the bride's people sit on the left and the groom's on the right, whereas I'm just having everyone mixed, but the first couple of rows where, like, my family and my bridesmaids are going to be, I'm going to be looking at, so that they're going to sit on the right and his are going to sit on the left, so that we're looking at our own families when we're getting married. But yeah, other than that, like, I think it's been all right. I'm not stressed, I wouldn't say. As not as stressed as I think I probably should be at this point.
Your wedding is so close, Jess.
Without disclosing when it is actually quite close.
Sorry, yeah.
Okay, shall we change? We'll probably come back to wedding stuff, but let's see what else we've got.
It's just mad though, do you not think by the end of this year we're both going to be wives?
I know, whole wives.
Wives. What's your name going to be?
Jess get an E.
Jess get an E. Get an E. Get an E. Jess get an E. Jessica get an E.
Jess in A.
Oh, an E.
What did you think it was?
I don't know. Get an E.
Because I said Jessica in A.
Oh, Jessica in A.
So Jess in A.
What's Manuel's surname? Innie.
Innie. I-N-N-E-H.
Emmanuel Innie. Innie. Jess Innie. Mrs. Innie. Jessica Innie. I like to go over these things in my head. Yeah, I quite like that, you know.
Are you going to change your Elston?
I am.
And your YouTube and everything? Why do you seem so pissed off about that?
No, I'm not pissed off. The thing is, I was actually quite, not stressed, but I was a little bit like, oh, that's my whole identity.
Debbie Donnelly. Like, people know you as Debbie Donnelly. You could still keep it as a stage name.
Yeah, well, even not just online, even in person, that is me. And, like, to change your name, I think it's a massive thing, me.
My cousins kept their own, like, my cousin's wife kept her surname.
I did think about keeping it, but then also, like, Mrs. Elston, that's Sean's mum, that's not me.
Yeah.
That was another thing that was, like, thinking us, but I think ultimately I will probably just change it. But I have thought about it, like, and I am a bit like, it's a bit strange that. But I think online I might just keep it as Donnelly. Just not, I don't know.
Because you've been around for so long on the internet, like, people know you as Demi Donnelly, and I don't know, maybe they wouldn't. I'm trying to think of other people who've changed their names.
Eleanor Darby went to Eleanor Swift.
She did, didn't she? Yeah.
I'll make that decision.
I want to know whether Zoe Sugg will change hers to Zoe Days. What was your highest weight and what do you weigh now? Use or smashing it, keep it up.
Oh, let you go first.
Okay, so I, at my highest weight was 17.5 stone, and I am now 12.5 roughly.
Fucking hell,
so
Jess, that's
I've hit the 5 stone mark now.
Love it.
Because we were saying the other day that, not the other day, like earlier today, that there's like videos of us online where we just look completely different, like two different people.
The first ever batch of videos were filmed together. I think we did look different.
I think that I don't know whether you relate to this or not, but I think I had like body dysmorphia, but the other way around. Like when I was bigger, I thought that I was smaller than I actually was, but because when I look back at it now, I think, God, I can't remember looking like that.
Yeah, to be honest, I think I've definitely had that over the years. And I think for me, it never got to us too much because I was always actually still quite confident. Even when I was bigger, it didn't bother us. I just think health-wise, I knew I needed to change, to be completely honest. And the lifestyle that came with me being that bigger weight wasn't great. And I wanted that to change as well, which inevitably is going to come with weight loss when you're more active and try and eat better.
Do you think, like, sometimes I see people criticise, like, I think it's great that, like, you've lost weight and things, but then sometimes I see a couple of people saying, like, oh, I thought you were supposed to be body positive or something, which I think that can come in all sizes, like...
Yeah, well, this is my, not argument, but my point of view towards that is, how is body positive a weight? It's not.
You don't have to be plus size to be body positive, surely.
To me, body positive is... like, well, people could say that I was meant to be body positive but I got my boobs chopped off. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think it could work with anything you decide to do with your body in life, but for me, my point of view of it is it's like, it's in that moment, not letting your body affect you or make yourself conscious in doing things. It's still enjoying life, even with the body you have. So when I was bigger, I didn't let it stop us doing things, and I feel like I was still confident to wear the bikinis or the bathers and go out and go on holiday, and I did all of that, and I wasn't like self-conscious of it. Whereas when I was younger, I would have been so self-conscious and never did anything like that.
Yeah.
I think this is my whole mindset on body positive and how I wanted to be, was just not letting my weight or anything affect hers. And like the bigger boobs, for years I had them out on the internet, like not out, but I had like, you know, bras and knickers on. I worked with brands when it came to lingerie, and it didn't bother us like they were my boobs. But it's like, if I have the opportunity to change it and I think it's going to enhance my life, then I took that. And I don't think that's how body positivity works, but obviously some people do. And then
see, I think like I was probably, I've talked about this a little bit I think in previous videos, but I think I was probably more confident at the higher weight than, like, I mean, I feel like I'm confident now, but not as confident as I was before, because I was just like, I'm big and I'm beautiful, I'm gonna embrace it. It was kind of, I don't want to say forced confidence, but it was kind of like, well, if this is the weight I'm at, this is the weight I'm at. I might like, I'm not gonna waste time like sulking about it. And I don't know whether that's forced confidence or not. I don't know.
I think it's a really difficult one, because it is how you feel at the time. And I remember when me and you used to do the clothing hauls, we weren't insecure.
No.
We were fine. Like we weren't insecure about our weight. I think we initially had this conversation. It was lifestyle for the both of us that wanted to change the eating habits and the way we were, which that obviously came with weight loss, which we were both happy about, because I personally do feel a bit more confident in the smaller weight. And I just think it's a really strange one, because we did have confidence when we were bigger. So it's not as if it was fake. But I don't feel it was fake.
No, I don't think it was fake, but it was like, I think I just embraced it because I thought like, well,
what else can you do?
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah. And I think, is that not body confidence in itself though? Like not allowing your body at any stage in life, whether your biggest or your littlest, to affect how you see yourself, to affect, you know, things you do in life.
Yeah.
That's the way I kind of see it. But obviously then people think it's associated with bigger people, but I don't personally think it is.
I think it's because like when the whole, what's it called? No, body positivity kind of like era, it was a big thing on Instagram at the time, wasn't it? Like body confidence and things. And I would say that it was a lot more so plus size people, would you say? And then I would say like the mid-sizes came in, which I love that, because like the mid-size wasn't really a recognised thing. You were either skinny or you were big. Like there was no in between. I mean there was, but it wasn't recognised.
But I think as well, the body confidence is about normalising even things that like your typical skinny girl would have. Like it's about normalising the cellulite, the skin issues you can have. It's not just the weight. And I think that's a very small part of body confidence. I think it's kind of just to get rid of this picture perfect image that we've been showing for so many years. And I think it's to like kind of dissect that down into so many different things, regardless of weight. It can be like, you know, skin issues. It could be anything, absolutely anything. And I think this is, but people do seem to associate it more with your plus size people, and I don't understand that, because I think it's so much more than that.
I sometimes wonder whether it's to do with like, do you know when somebody says, I wish I had your confidence?
That one.
Like, I get that. I'm guessing most people meant it as a compliment, but then sometimes it could be like, well, why wouldn't I be confident? I sometimes think like the social norm on social media, and well, what always has been in the media, is that skinny people or like just smaller people don't have to do as much to get recognised or to get seen or to like, sometimes people on, I just throw this as a random like example, but say on TikTok, I feel like a smaller person is more likely to get more views than a bigger
stereotypical
person.
Like beautiful person kind of thing. Yeah.
Like, because when you think of a stereotypical beautiful person, well, it's been like pushed in front of us for years, hasn't it? That it's somebody with a smaller frame. But then like when people say like, oh, I wish I had your confidence, they would never say that on a skinny person's post.
It is a weird one, isn't it? It is weird. Anyway, I didn't answer my weights, did I? I don't want people to say I'm avoiding it. So my starting weight, well, this was the first ever weighed myself. I was 17 stone. I think I did get to about, I think I was probably the same as you at one point at 17 and a half, but that was when I kind of weighed myself. And then well, this was prior to reduction. I haven't weighed myself after
yours
yet.
Yours won't be accurate, really, will it?
Well, I think it'll be a good few pounds off with the boobs, because he did tell us, my surgeon did tell us that when I got them off, the tissue that they took off it weighed 2 bags of sugar.
Oh, right.
So I think that's probably 4 or 5 pounds ish.
Yeah, is it like
it's
2
not
kilos?
Massive. I haven't a clue. I honestly don't know. But anyway, so the last time I weighed myself, which was the week before surgery, I was 14 stone. Well, 14 stone 3. Yeah. So that's the lowest I kind of get down below 14 stone though. You've done mint getting to 12. I kind of believe. What clothes size are you wearing, if you don't mind?
14 mostly.
Say I am.
But then I feel like
as my mum says, I've got big bones.
But then I sometimes I'm getting into 12s. Oh, yeah. But then sometimes I'm in 16s. It just really depends on where I'm shopping.
Yeah, clothes size, you can't rely on it, can you? It's a load of shit, to be honest with you.
I'm trying to think, what was it that I tried on the other day? It was a pair of shorts, right, which I nicked out of one of my Vinted bags. So like I bought a huge bag of stuff to sell on Vinted, and it was a pair of denim shorts, and they were a size 12. I think they were from ASOS or Primark originally or something. They didn't fit us when I first got them. I thought, I'm just going to keep them because I quite like them. I managed to get them on the other day. Like, it was, to get them over my bum was a bit of a task, but they did up and stuff, and I wore them like for most of the day. The only thing I would say is that my arse was pretty much hanging out the bottom. Like, they may be a bit too short, but I don't know.
If they fit and you feel confident, why not?
Yeah.
Weird though, isn't it? Like, weights and sizes and all that. Like, I've always been a bigger weight. Even when I was really, really slim, I've always seemed to weigh a lot more than other, like, people who I thought relatively looked the same as me.
Yeah.
Like, because I remember when I was in, I don't honestly remember ever being under like 13 stone. And that was even when I was really slim. Well, probably bullshit. I probably was, but
I think the way that our body changes though, because like I'm probably the lowest that I can remember weighing. Like when I first started my channel and my social media and things, I was 13 stone, and that was like when I'd been doing Slimming World and all that rubbish, and like I feel like I looked smaller then than I do now. Like, I don't feel like I've looked the same as I did when I last weighed 13 stone.
You're older as well, and I think our body completely changes.
And I do feel like I'm getting like a bit of loose skin as well, because I've gone up and down so much.
This
so like
is something that, like
my stomach I think is going to be quite loose.
Is it?
But then I've always had like a little bit of a shelf, always.
Aye.
But I don't know.
I don't feel like mine's loose, but my arm, I think I've definitely got skin that would be loose on my arms if I lost a bit more on my arms.
Well, I think, I'm getting a bit of a bingo wing.
That's what I've got, yeah. Bodies are weird. Why can't they just do what we want?
I know. I'm gonna try and find a photo so I can explain what I mean. The photo of me in a red dress that I need to find, which is the photo that I look at and I think, I don't look like that. But that was when I was 13, this one.
Oh yeah, you do, Jess.
Do you
I think you do, yeah.
That's the photo I'm talking about. Or like, I don't think I look like that.
I think you do. What size clothes were them, to your mind?
I think it was a 14 as well.
You not got them? Try them on. It might make you.
If you didn't live in Newcastle, where would you live?
Ooh.
Should we go UK first and then worldwide?
UK. For me, UK would either be Ireland or Manchester.
Manchester for me.
Manchester.
100%.
I do love Ireland as well. It would depend which life I wanted. If I wanted a city life, Manchester. If I wanted something a bit more relaxed and chill, I think I'd go Ireland.
What about worldwide?
From the places I've been, there's 2. Switzerland, Singapore.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But then if I wanted a complete change of dynamic, Bali. If I wanted a complete change of life.
People move out to Bali all the time, don't they? People do that with Dubai. Like, Dubai to me doesn't seem that appealing. I don't know. Could be controversial.
I must admit, I used to be the same, but I've got a craving to go recently. I just think it's so luxury, and I keep seeing TikToks, and I'm like, beautiful country, I think it looks. And because we never got to see it, because when I got sick, I only got to see Dubai's hospitals basically because I got sick. I feel like I missed out, and I feel like when we drove through, it looked beautiful. Like, it was absolutely mesmerising, and I feel like I would like to go back. So I think we are going to actually go back at some point. Yeah. Where would yours be?
I'm trying to think where I've even been. I feel like I would move somewhere like Italy. I don't think I've been to anywhere particularly in Italy, but it looks nice. Or like Australia, I like Australia.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of people move to Australia, don't they, as well? Don't know what it is, and I don't mean this in any like offensive way at all, but America really doesn't appeal to me.
No.
I think it's to do with the politics, honestly, and I don't think that should like cloud my judgment, but just some of the stuff that we hear in the UK about what's going on in America, it just does not look like a very nice or safe place for a woman to be.
So true. And my pen pal Claire, who lives in America, she lives in Chicago, she says this all the time, that like she doesn't like living there. It's not there's so much pushed on her, like in terms of politics and views and everything. Also, sometimes she feels like the country's stepping backwards when they get forward. But yeah, look, Claire's exactly the same. She lives there, and she says, like, even the gun laws and everything. I'm like, what? I'd be living on edge. I'd be so scared.
Do you know what song came on for me the other day was that, do you know Razorlight America? All my life.
Oh.
Watching America.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Panic in America. And I'm like, that song is like, it's still relevant.
God, it is.
There was Panic in America.
And that's scary how long ago that was.
Yeah. But try and change our minds in the comments if you want.
Yeah.
If you're American. I don't know if any Americans watch me or not. Anyway, shall we leave it here?
If you want.
All right, well, thank you so much for coming back on the channel.
Thanks for having us.
It's been a while, but if you've liked this one, please give it a thumbs up and go hit the subscribe button, and of course go and see Demi's channel because we're about to film a video. What are we doing? Assumptions?
Yeah, I said assumptions, questions or topics, like the one we're to talk about. So
another yap somewhere else.
But I'll try and make it different.
So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Tell me what you wanna do, baby, let me love you.